going on, everybody? It's Spec there, and this is going to be our first video on the Forever Winter, and we're going to be doing something a little bit different that I haven't seen posted yet. I'm going to show you guys a pretty easy strat for specifically Hunt the Hunters, where you need to retrieve hunter-killer components. Usually for this quest, you only need 2 armor sets. Not every single hunter-killer that you actually take down will drop a set, but if you run Mech Trenches, you can get it down pretty well. So I'm actually going to select 2 more quests, Flames of Disruption and Data Heist. These are 2 super easy quests that are in the same relative area, and that way we can already kind of get things in motion to get the hunter killers to spawn, because if it's not from loading a bunch of European military items or killing a bunch of them, you can get the hunter killers to spawn either by going in guns blazing or just by looting. So where these first 2 quests come into play, there's a good loot run that you can do here that will also get the hunter killers to spawn as well. But I'll just be showing you guys what I'm running as a loadout and the route that I usually take. So I'm gonna make sure my region's set. We're gonna be going to Mech Trenches. I like to spawn elevator. This is usually the only spawn point I've ever taken in Mech Trenches. The other spawns, even for any of the other quests, elevator usually has the best routes for it. So for my character, we're going to be running Shaman. I'm not too worried. You don't have to have all the stats built up anything for this. It's not too crazy. Combat loadout. The rig I'm running is going to be the equipment runner, and I've got it all stacked out, reinforced, everything like that. So that's optional. You don't have to have it reinforced. The rig is not needed for this quest. You just need a rig that can hold a decent amount of ammo. Currently, right now, I'm just running 2 medium-sized med kits and about 400 rounds of ammunition. I like to have a little bit extra when it comes to hunter killers, especially since I'm running an M4, because they can be pretty tanky. So I'll show you guys the setup that I'm running for my weapon here currently. So I've got it decked out pretty good. I love to run the laser, and for Mech Trenches I like to run flashlight due to the low light areas that'll kind of start to pop up and some of the routes we're going to take. So the flashlight kind of helps out quite a bit. If you're an ADS player and like the ADS fire in this game, the flashlight's kind of going to hinder you a lot more in majority of the maps. Mech Trenches not so much, but for me, I mostly use hipfire, and I'll kind of go into more detail on why I prefer that over ADSing in this game so far with the current build. But the flashlight and laser combo really helps out quite a bit.
Every run tells a slightly different story.
Alright guys, so from elevator spawn, we're just going to want to go straight. Ignore this staircase here. We're going to come here. Usually you're going to come in, counter a Europa Exo and a squad of European soldiers. They are pretty easy to divert from, and we caught it at a good time. So these soldiers might turn around, but we're looking to go up this staircase here. So once we're at a good range with the Exo here, we can actually just haul up the staircase. Don't worry if you kind of half aggro them, and what I mean by that is where they get the question marks around their head. Not a big deal, okay? Because we're gonna want to get the hunt the hunter killers. So once you come up the staircase, there's a door right here. This is gonna lead you to the Data Heist and the Flames of Disruption quest, so we can knock those things out super quickly. Like I said, don't worry if they notice the audio cues. Not a big deal. If you want, you can kind of loot these containers. Usually it's weapon mods and ammo, not a huge deal. But we're just here to knock these quests out really quickly. Alright. If you don't know how to do these, it's just you're kind of correlating and matching that up. It can be kind of easy. Some of them can be kind of difficult, especially if the images are super skewed. But most of the time, they are pretty forgiving. A good tip is even if you fail these, you can kind of walk away for a little bit and then come back and retry. Cool. So once we get done with the Data Heist section, we're going to come through here. There's usually a large lockbox right here, or it's right here in this corner here.
Through discovery.
So that's going to be a good, I believe they're 13k. I'm not going to really pay attention to what I need for the storage containers. So I see a lot of people talk about good loot runs for Mech Trenches, but they never really mention this area itself. Alright, so this is where the big mech is with the light on fire. It's super simple. You just want to go up underneath it. There's oil that's dumped here, and then it'll obviously just kind of give you a prompt, just like most of the quests. You don't need to bring any items in to light it on fire or anything like that. Hopefully this drone doesn't. You will take a little bit of damage, but don't worry about it. It's fire doesn't do too much damage to you. Since these European drones are kind of in the way, see all these queues over here? Most of the time that's water or other large lock boxes, but a lot of the times it's just water. So if you need some water for your stash, that's a super good area to loot. That's the first time I've actually seen European drones though. So if you don't have a bunch of mech trench quests, if you have like the European drone quest where you have to grab components, you can do that quest easily on here. As well as risky business to get 25k and I believe 2 water sources. Alright, sweet. So from here we're going to basically just reroute where we came from, and we're going to hit this staircase. Usually what I like to do is aggro the European soldier squad that's kind of patrolling down here. But they're kind of stuck over by the storage that's happening, the 2 storage crates over here. Sometimes they do kind of get stuck there, so what we're actually going to do, we're not going to activate that door because that's going to aggro them, and there's mostly a lot of European troops on the inside, so we're just going to kind of backtrack all the way to the first staircase. They will still get aggroed, but it's going to be a lot easier to fight them. And then I'll kind of showcase why I prefer over-the-shoulder third-person aiming versus first-person aiming. So I want to make sure I'm in semi-automatic, because even though I brought in a lot of ammo, once the killers come, we definitely want to maximize the ammo that we have. So keep in mind, once you come through here, there is a lot of troops that are just going to naturally come up this staircase. So we're going to try and handle these guys first, unless they actually stop. If they don't come all the way up. Okay, they didn't come all the way up. That's fine. There should be some troops in here. You'll also have a quest called Pull the Plug. If you have that quest, you just want to come up right over here and pull the plug for the medical supplies. So there's not any troops spawned in here yet. They're probably patrolling more down this section of stairs. But yeah, if you have Pull the Plug, I believe that you just go up to this table. I haven't done that quest in a while, and loot that. You can be pretty scarce bringing in medical supplies for these quests in Mech Trenches, because this is all a big medical room. You can also find water, I believe. Yep, water right there.
Patience,
a lot of storage.
A
this room has a bunch of meds in it, so. Now keep in mind, if you quick loot medical supplies, you won't be able to actually use them. You have to actually see what it is and grab them. So I usually do that for 1 crate, because once the hunter killers come, they do quite a bit of damage. Alright. Cool, so what we're going to do now, since we have both of those quests completed, data heist won't complete obviously until we extract. I'm just going to keep looting some medical supplies. I don't necessarily need to see which ones those are. And now it's time to kind of kick it into high gear. Alright, so obviously the point of the game is kind of an anti-shooter. This is kind of where you have to become him a little bit if you want to get those hunter killers. But this is super easy. So we're always going to pick this extraction. I'm going to run over here. I'm going to make sure the door is already opened. If it's not already open, just open it. Cool, it's already open. And then this crate, this little roller with barrels, this is kind of what you're going to be doing. You're going to get the hunter killers to spawn, and you're just going to kind of peek them one by one and take them out, grab their armor, bounce out. It's the most simplest, effective way, but the not so simple part is getting them to spawn. So this is where we have to start getting into a bunch of gunfights. So usually there is a approximately 10 to 12 European soldiers that spawn within the medbay area. Since there's not any in here currently, we're just going to go in here and show you guys another little loot room that's pretty solid for Mech Trench. Usually sometimes loot will pop up top here. Doesn't look like anything has. Sometimes you'll get a bunch of crates here. And then, yeah, right here you'll have a bunch of explosives and stuff like that. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm not in need of water, so I'm going to
city shows its true
just get the money that I need right now. So a bunch of explosives. So like I said, if you need to do the risky business quest, you can do that. I'll see if there's any extra 5.56 just in case. No, okay. Yeah, and then I'm just going to quick loot all of these. now we just need to go find some troops to kill. And there might be some outside this door. Once you get comfortable with the combat in the game, don't be too worried. Especially the third person, it kind of helps out quite a bit for firefights and stuff like that. The biggest thing is you want to go for the headshots because they do have a chance to kind of stagger the enemy. You'll see that especially with the hunter killers a lot. They'll get staggered quite a bit. And you want to make sure you loot every single soldier that you come across, because what that's going to do is, on top of killing them, oh, look at that, hunter killers have already spawned. Okay, perfect. So we didn't even need to kill a whole lot because we already looted a bunch of equipment. So now what we're going to do is just haul it over to that extraction point area before they start spawning, because you will see them on your compass when they start approaching you. And right there we kind of got that little sound like we got aggroed, so a hunter killer is definitely coming. And this is just kind of the boring part of it. We're basically just going to sit here and wait. So what I'll do is I'm just going to edit in once they start approaching, and then I'll kind of show you how I deal with them. Alright, so as you can see right there, we've got quite a bit of contacts coming. There's probably a European squad of soldiers with a hunter killer, so we might be in a little bit of a pickle here. Yep. Alright, so I'm going to wait for him to push a little bit. Kind of bait him out in the open. Just kind of funnel him in, and then we'll start attacking. I'm just going to aggro this hunter killer. Yep, he's already down.
We have to survive.
But as you can see there, the headshot kind of staggered. You couldn't see it as good with the hunter killer, but we're just going to run up and loot him really quickly. See if he's got any armor before another one spawns. Big old med kit. Yeah, so here's the big issue with the hunter killers. Is that if they don't drop armor, they're going to drop a crap ton of medical supplies. Or, you know, really good medical supplies. So what I'm going to do is just take the time to kind of loot what I need here as we wait for the next hunter killer. Hopefully you don't get caught off guard, because they will do quite a bit of damage. Yep, and there's two right there, actually. A big thing with the hunter killers is you're already aggroed with the sensor that's on top of your rig right now that's kind of flashing red, so they don't have to, you know, you don't have to become within visual range. They will start shooting at you from whichever distance, okay? So just keep that in mind if you're standing out in the open waiting for them. Even in here, they will start shooting you. So just be careful. I usually like to switch to the highest med kit that I can before I start engaging them. And as we can see, I think there's another one. So I'll kind of show you the strat that I like to use. I mean, I wouldn't really call it a strat, but I'm not just blasting into them like I did the first one. Want to try to get those headshots down, kind of steady rate of fire. And I'll kind of show you right now. So I'm just turning around. We're wanting to hit the head. You see how he's getting staggered right now? We're kind of shooting him in the back of the head. So there he's kind of getting staggered, how his arms are kind of going up. And he has no way to shoot at me. So I'm just kind of going off the hip fire there. We are getting shot by another hunter killer that's kind of off in the distance, way back in the tunnel. Yep. And that's what I'm talking about. You don't have to be within a visual range, or within like a proximity range. If they see you, they're just gonna start lighting you up. So wait for him to approach. And like before, just kind of go for the head area. He can't shoot back, and you can just kind of take your time. Cool, and he's dead. And once again, this is just with an M4. I mean, I have it kind of beefed up a little bit, but it doesn't increase the damage. Well, there is one mod that increases the damage, but nothing crazy. Alright, let's hope they drop some armor. Alrighty. Well, I've never had this issue before, which is kind of odd. We've killed 400 killers so far, and none of them have dropped any armor components. Yep, just like that. He's not able to shoot at me whatsoever. Just headshot and get on the way there. And still nothing. Alright. So this is the first time that this has happened to me. The game just updated today. It's going to be the same day that it's uploading. So I'm not sure if this is a new bug or not, or if I'm just getting super unlucky. Either way, it's just going to keep increasing XP. I'm not sure the specific XP amount for killing a hunter killer, but this just kind of goes to show, just you can run any setup. All you got to do is just hit them in the face, kind of stagger them. I mean, they're big dudes, so it's not too hard to hit them in the face. But I can just sit here and farm these guys all day if I wanted to. That's pretty much that with this area. I just kind of wanted to showcase more so than just get that quest knocked out. But if you guys enjoy the content, I'll definitely keep uploading some stuff. We'll go ahead and grab the rest of this loot here and go ahead and bounce out and check our XP.
Hold on to this feeling.
Alrighty, cool. So 15 total kills, 7,000 XP. Obviously, that's just with doing the data heist and then burning the mech quest, and then 15 kills. I've ran runs where I'm sitting there farming European soldiers to get hunter killers, and I've ran 30 kills no problem with practically any gun that you want to use. Biggest thing is just make sure you bring in as much ammo as you can. It's not the greatest map for super good loot runs. There are some areas you can get, but I will say for meds, if you want meds, just grind some hunter killers, hit med bay and mech trenches, and you'll be stacked on medical supplies really quickly. But yeah, if you guys like the content, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Cheers.